right, folks. Let's clear the aisle.
We're proud of you.
Just moments ago, I officially filed to appear the ballot in the Florida Republican primary. Which I'm also happy to report that we're leading by about 75 points. Third straight time, we're going to win the state in a landslide next November. And we're going to defeat Joe Biden, and we're going to make America great again.
Trump! 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 Trump!
The man who's done a fantastic job, State Party Chair Christian Ziegler. He's been really fantastic. We appreciate it. And some really incredible warriors first and friends second, I think I can say, because they're warriors for our country. They love our country. They want our country to do incredibly well and be smart and safe. And that's not what's happening right now. We have a mess in our hands.
Yes, we
We've
do.
never seen anything like it. What's happening now?
Yes,
No
sir.
country's never seen anything like it, from Afghanistan, the most embarrassing moment in our history, to inflation, to allowing what happened in Israel and allowing what happened in Ukraine. Millions of people are being killed, millions and millions of people. None of this would have happened. Inflation wouldn't have happened. Bad economy wouldn't have happened. None of it would have happened. But these are people that fight, and they fight so hard for you. I watched numerous speeches that they just made that were incredible, and they're incredible people. They are members of Congress. Matt Gaetz, where is he? He loves his state and he loves our country. And they all do. Thank you very much, Matt. Good job. A friend of mine who has been absolutely incredible, he's a star. And I've been with him actually for a long time. Years ago, he gave me an award. I said, you know, you want to run for politics someday. He had such an impression, and he did, and he won right from the beginning. Byron Donalds. Knows more about education than just about anybody I know. So stay handy, okay? Stay handy. A warrior who really understands what's happening in the world and really understands the military and everything having to do with the military. And I can tell you that the man following likewise. These are two incredible people, very, very strong in the military. If we'd listen to their advice, we wouldn't be in the problems we are right now. Michael Wall and Corey Bell. And they are warriors. That's what we need. We need warriors. We can't have none.
Yes, sir.
As well as Kansas GOP chair has done a fantastic job. Mike Brown is here. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you. Great job. How are we doing in Kansas? Pretty good? I think we're doing good there. And today I'm very grateful to receive the endorsements of 7 additional Florida legislators. And you know what? I'll announce them and I'll say, come on up. And if those great congressmen and Christian want to come up, you can come up too, because I see this is a very large stage. So if you guys want to come up, come on. State Senator Debbie Mayfield. State Representatives Jessica Baker, Webster, Barnaby, Mike Callahan, David Morrow, Kevin Steele, Paula Stark,
Gentlemen, need to take your seats now, please. Right now. No, the aisle needs to stay clear. Grab a seat.
Garcia. And also, with us, he gave us the endorsement a little while ago, and just two great friends. I said, well, we have to bring them up too. Well, not really sure. They did it before. I said, we're going to bring them up. They were early and they were great, and they are great. Juan Horace and Randy Fine. And Anna Maria Rodriguez, you know that great musicians and she does some very important work. And another person who gave us a very big endorsement on Friday, and it got a lot of publicity because he's an important guy and he's a very good guy and he's a U.S. Senator, and it's called Rick Scott. Thank you. For 7 years, you and I have been fighting side by side to rescue our nation from the evil and sinister forces who hate it and want to destroy it. Now we're approaching the most critical battle of our lives. Exactly 1 year from tomorrow, 1 year from getting there. 1 year's a long time with the kind of destruction these people can do. They grossly incompetent. You'll vote in the most important election in the history of our country. I believe that. You know, I used to say 2016 was the most, and I meant it at the time, but this is maybe far more important because our country is failing, our nation is failing. But we're going to finish the job we started. We did some job, and we're going to finish that job. And look at Joe Biden's banana republic ends on November 5th. Job number one will be to stop the invasion on our southern border. 3 years ago, we had the most secure border in U.S. history. We never had a border was secure. That included drugs, human trafficking. We had the best numbers we've ever had in the history of our country, and now we have the worst numbers probably in the history of the world. There's never been a border like this. There's never been anything like it when you see what's coming from mental institutions and prisons all over the world. We built over 500 miles of border wall, got Mexico to give us 28,000 soldiers free of charge. And for those people that talk about Mexico, you know, I said Mexico's going to pay for a piece of the wall. They paid for much more than that. They gave us 28,000 soldiers because there was no way legally they could pay for our wall. You know, tried to work that, but they paid much more. They paid for our soldiers, and that wasn't easy to do. They also did many other things for us, and now we have, as you probably know, we have a caravan heading up. That's the biggest one anyone's ever seen, and Biden has no clue as to what to do. But I know what to do. We also deported illegal alien criminals by the thousands and thousands. We got about MS-13 by the thousands. We slashed illegal immigration by over 90%. Think of that. And under Biden, the United States has become the dumping ground of the world, with gang members and inmates being emptied into our beautiful land, our beautiful country, emptied. Tough people, a lot of them as bad as you can ever find. And they're coming into our country by the tens of thousands. Also terrorists are pouring into our country. Many terrorists are coming in. Thousands of middle-aged men are coming in. Young men are coming in. Everyone's saying, how come they're all so young and so strong? And they're coming from China. 16% come from China. Why are they all young and strong, mostly men? And you look at other countries are well represented also, including countries that right now are fighting in the Middle East. They're coming in by thousands and thousands. We have no idea actually where they come from. We think they come from different parts. These people have no idea what's happening. They're destroying our country. They're destroying our country. The countries that are sending these caravans are trying to extort the United States out of billions and billions of dollars, but Biden doesn't want the caravans to stop. He probably wants them to come in. He doesn't know what he's doing. Look, the guy can't get off a stage. I said it. I'm actually forgetting. Every time he goes off the stage, he can't get off. This one is a hell of a big stage. I was on the stage before. Notice that a massive choir or something. This is a hell of a stage. But he would not be able to figure out, there's about 7 staircases that I see. He would not be able to figure it out. He can't put 2 sentences together. He's in charge of our nuclear negotiations. But I think he wants our country to fail. I really believe he must. The group that's actually running the country must want it to fail. As president, I stopped the caravans and I did it very quickly.
Yes, you did.
It can be done. It can be done. It can be stopped. But the people running it, you look at the people running it, look at the people in charge, they're grossly incompetent. They don't have a clue and they really don't know what to do. I believe they don't know what to do. I don't think that somebody can say, isn't that a wonderful thing? You know, countries are very smart. I got to know many of the presidents, the prime ministers, the dictators, the non-dictators, the people that get elected legally and the people that get elected illegally. I got to know everyone. I tell you, they're very smart people. And when they're sending people into our country, they're not sending their best. They're keeping their best. They want to keep their best. That's pretty basic. But we're getting some very rough people coming into our country. And it's got to stop, and we've got to have the largest mass deportation effort in history. Right now, when they hear me say mass deportation, and we're leading Biden in all the polls, but mass deportation, I'm helping Biden because people are going to stop. It's going to slow them up. Biden came in and invited everybody in. It's like an invasion of our schools, our hospitals. We don't have hospital space. We don't have anything. There's no country where this would be sustainable. There's no country. When I'm reelected, we will tell the foreign nations that send caravans. All of these caravans that are coming up will not get 1 more cent of American money. You know, when you explain no money, no anything, no education, we're not going to take care of you better than our vets. You're not going to get taken care of with Biden better than our great vets who are living on streets. We have that situation taken care of so well, and now it's right back where it started. And for any radical left charity, nonprofit, or so-called aid organization supporting these caravans and illegal aliens, we will prosecute them for their participation. out there, a lot of great words. We can use one other person. We don't need to use it on two people. So it was a great day for Hillary about 2 months ago when I said, we're not going to call her Crooked Hillary anymore. We're just going to call her maybe Beautiful Hillary. She's beautiful. And I think she and Bill have a great relationship. You know, she's going out and we celebrated that night because she's no longer called Crooked Hillary. I just felt that the term, especially what they're finding in Congress and all of the things that they're finding, I thought crooked would be a better term. Crooked Joe Biden. Let's do a poll right now. Do you mind? So we have Sleepy and we have Crooked. And just shout out which one you like. And we'll start with Crooked. It should be Crooked Joe Biden. That's a tough one to beat. Sleepy Joe Biden. Okay, Crooked Joe. Putting them on the fast track to welfare, free healthcare, food stamps, government housing, work permits, education, everything. And again, this is not sustainable. These are millions and millions of people. On day one, I will shut down this travesty, terminate all work permits for illegal aliens and send me a bit of outline or welfare payments to illegal migrants. We have to ask them to leave, we have to ask them to go home. We have to. And we start with the really bad ones first, if that's okay. Some people say, oh, struck, we got to get the bad ones out. They're really bad people. And we got to get them out of here fast because this is a bomb that's waiting to happen. This is a terrible thing. And I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act to remove all known and suspected gang members like MS. Ending the scourge of illegal alien gang violence once and for all. The violence is unbelievable. We had it close to stop. We took out thousands of MS-13, probably the toughest gang. History says when you see somebody with tattoos all over their face and bad phrases like destroy USA, like all sorts of bad things on their face and on their forehead, history says it's not going to work out too well. We're going to get MS-13 out. We took out thousands. And you know, the countries, Honduras, Guatemala, they didn't want them, El Salvador, they didn't want them back. And when we said, get them out, I was informed by generals, I was informed by everybody, you can't because they won't take anybody back. And I said, what do you mean under the Obama administration, they wouldn't take anybody back. They put airplanes, big commercial planes on the runway, so we put them in a plane, would fly, we couldn't land, we came back. And this went on for years, never took them back. I said, so tell me about it, what's happening? He said, they just won't take them back, they don't want them back, and I can't blame them. And I said, how much do we pay them as a group? How much money? You know, we give everybody money. We pay everybody money. It's ridiculous. You know, but I said, how much do we pay them? $750 million a year. I said, so we give these countries $750, they won't take them back. That's right. I say, stop payment immediately. No more money. Exactly what that case was about. Except you might have been a little bit more violent. But I said, stop payment of the $750 million immediately. And the next day I go into the Oval Office, and I got there nice and early. I like to get there. I mean, it's the Oval Office, you like to be in the Oval Office. And I get there and I had 3 separate phone calls from the heads of each country. Mr. President, we don't understand. We understand that you are stopping payment. Why? I said, because you know why? You're sending people into our country. They're sending these people, by the way. These people don't just happen to go into a caravan. They're sending. The countries are putting them in. And you're sending us a lot of bad people, and you're sending very dangerous people, including terrorists, and we're not paying anyone until we can bring them back into your country. They will call you back, sir. They call back about 2 minutes later. They say, it would be our great honor to accept them. So they had a problem for 7 years. They had that problem. I got to take it care of in about 4 minutes. completed very quickly, and we wanted to end birthright citizenship. I heard a couple of the speakers were playing when you touch a piece of our land, and congratulations, you become a citizen. By the way, there's no country in the world that does this to us. You touch a piece of land, you go through years of litigation, and nobody ever shows up. They say, come back in 4 years, and people give you a trial date. Just to touch 1 foot, that's the end, you can't do anything, not gonna happen. Using Title 42, we will stop, and we did. All people coming in with very, very bad diseases that other people can catch. You have people coming in that are very, very sick. And it's horrible when they are so sick. But they come in with diseases, and the disease spreads all over our country, and it's been happening. And we're just not going to take it anymore. Now, the child trafficking crisis by returning all trafficked children to their families in their home countries, it will do that immediately. Under Biden, the same people who raped, tortured, and murdered Israeli men, women, and children, so sad when you saw that. So would have never happened with us. You know why? Because when I was president, Iran was broke. The reason why we did that, I would do it very well. Michael knew it very well. They all knew it very well. They had no money, and they weren't spreading terror because they couldn't. And I told China, if you buy 1 barrel of oil, you're not doing business in the United States. It will be 100% tariff on everything that does it. I told India the same thing. I told everybody. And they all listened, and they stopped. And we had something that was incredible. We had the great terror organization stopped, totally stopped. They stopped. And we had no problem. For 4 years, we didn't have an issue. And I didn't want to talk, I wanted to say it so badly, even during the campaign, where we did much better than we did the first time. By the way, we've got millions and millions of dollars. But I wanted to say it so badly. There's been no terror. We put the terror ban, we put everything. We did things that nobody's ever done before. We had no terror for 4 years. We had no problems. Something happens. That happened to them, actually. This is what we're doing good, but they weren't doing good. They were getting beaten up, but they did it, and then they had the attack. Like 1 day after he made the statement. As soon as he made the statement, he had the attack. How about the man, and I'll ask you, the military people here, including the congressman, he said, I hope they don't attack us from the north, because that's all we expect. Now, who the hell would say that? Security advisor said, I hope they don't attack Israel from the north, because that's how we expect. Who the hell would say that? Now, I'd say, I hope they attack us from the north, because that's the toughest spot. I watch this guy saying, I hope they won't. And who would say this? So Biden said this a couple of months ago. We have no ammunition in the United States. I rebuilt the United States military.
Yes!
We gave a big jump up into Afghanistan, one of the most pathetic situations I've ever seen. But we rebuilt the entire military, and we have so much ammunition, we had to take warehouses all over the country and beyond the islands. We had so much ammunition, and they've used the ammunition, just like they've used the oil that we put into the strategic reserves. It's at the lowest level it's ever been right now. The lowest level it's ever been, and we bought it very cheaply. And all of these things, there is nothing. I can't think of one thing in 3 years that these people have done that's good. But Biden got up, and he said, we have no ammunition. No one who should ever be put in that position. Assuming it's true, who the hell would say it? You think President Xi of China and Putin and all these, do you think they hear that statement? They can't believe what's happened in this country. They respected our country. Belarus. They respected the president, I will tell you that. And so did Kim Jong-un. And needless to say, they're very, very safe. They never talk to us the way they talk to this group. I mean, China talks to us like we're children, which we basically are mentally. They're less than children. I just met some children that are far smarter. They're like 6 years old. They're smart. They're smarter than I am. They're loud. And that would include in his prime. I'm not just. On day one, I will restore the Trump travel ban. Entering from having people that like to blow up our shopping centers and kill our people and do lots of bad things. Entry from terror-plagued countries. We will not allow people to come in, and we will implement strong ideological screening for all immigrants. We did that, and it was unbelievable. Successful. It was done at the Supreme Court. They approved it, and a lot of people were a little surprised, but it was a great thing. And again, we had no problem. I didn't talk about it, but I talked about it as soon as I left. I talked about it because it was an amazing thing we did. We had a lot of problems, like World Trade Center, like a lot of other problems, and we had no problem during that 4-year period because they knew they cannot mess around. We had to fight. If you hate America, if you want to abolish Israel, if you sympathize with jihadists, and then you don't want your country to do well, you don't want your country to be successful, you're just not going to get in, you're not getting in, you're not coming into our country. On every policy, from the border to energy, from immigration to education, crooked Joe Biden always takes the side that helps America's enemies every time. The guy doesn't have a clue. He helps the enemies, and now we know why. Because Joe Biden is corrupt, and he's incompetent, and he's no good. They are bribing the president. And you see this week the House Republicans published explosive evidence. And I'll tell you, they've done a great job. They've really done a fantastic job. They really have. Very explosive evidence, proving once and for all that Crooked Joe received $40,000 in cash, $200,000. Every day you see it's a different check. But $40,000 in cash laundered out of China, and the real number, and when the final results were, you're going to see millions and millions of dollars. Remember during the debate, Chris Wallace has something, by the way, Chris Wallace and I said, why are you getting $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife? And Biden couldn't answer the question, but Chris Wallace came in and helped him. You're not allowed to ask that question. Why not? 2 years later, that became a big subject. Why did they get $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife? It's a horrible thing. We brought it up, and he wouldn't let it be. I said, who am I debating here? Am I debating 2 people or 1 person? I've had that every single debate just about. The laptop from hell said Joe was getting 10%, and now we have the cold hard proof that Joe got exactly 10% of the very big payment from China. He got the money, he got it in his account. That's what, can you imagine if I got it? I would.